latest Panthers news and opinion.
Greg Olsen comes out and talks about, well, first of all, he was posed a question by Joe Person at minicamp saying that he has 2 years left on his deal. Is he interested in a new contract? Now, to explain why Joe Person asked this question is that Greg Olsen is the seventh highest paid tight end. He's 31 years old. He's played since 2012 every game for the Panthers, and the last 3 seasons he's had 1,000 yards plus of receiving. He's been Cam's number 1 target, led the team in touchdowns most of that time.
And just to make this stat that you mentioned even more impressive. Yes, he's played every game for the Panthers since he's been a Panther. But his NFL career, he missed 1 game his rookie season and hasn't missed any since.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Impressive.
So, and all right, so he comes out, and this story really gets some legs when he goes on Adam Schefter, Get to Know Adam, or Know Him from Adam, whatever it is, Adam Schefter's podcast. And he doesn't need a plug from me because he makes a ton of money. But Adam Schefter, he had a good and Greg Olsen comes on. It was a fantastic interview. It was a long interview, and he asked this, and it was really some timely questions. I don't know how they worked it out this way or if it was just impromptu, but he asked him about his contract, and Greg Olsen articulated that, look, my production, my consistency has been the best in the league. I mean, he came out and just said the best in the league. Not like I'm not number 2, I'm number 1 when it comes to what really happens.
How can you argue that with the numbers he puts up?
Yeah, I mean, the other guys missed too much time. Is that there's all of these other factors, but the reality is that Greg Olsen has been the best tight end on the field, period, for the last 4 years. And then this story elevates, Joey, when they say, would you be
willing to
hold out? And now I think that, of course, the internet pushed it a little bit and said he does not deny it, because he didn't say, no, I will not hold out. But he said this, is that Greg Olsen said right away that his contract was this was important to him, right? And that he truly believed that he should be paid among some of the top names. Joey, how do you feel about this at this moment, and what type of leverage does Greg Olsen have?
Well, he said he wanted to be paid for where he fits on the totem pole of top tight ends. And I think he's fair to ask for that. I think he's way outplayed his contract. And he has leverage. For one, he's Cam's very favorite target since, I think, 2012, I would dare say. Cam has thrown the ball to him. He's got the most attempts, the most yards, and the most touchdowns of any receiver on the Panther team. So that right there tells you he has leverage. Now, he is a very pro-team guy. So I think he just wants to talk to management, let them know how he feels, make sure that their thoughts are the same as his, knowing, hey, man, after this season, we'll definitely, get into some contract negotiation to work something out. As long as he feels that will happen, I think we can count on him this year.
Well, let me tell you with Greg Olsen, there's a couple of things you got to remember. Is number one, he's 31 years old. He's had 3 1,000-yard seasons in a row. Does he deserve the money? Certainly, right? But this is a real issue for the Carolina Panthers right now, because this is that, you are trying to gamble at this moment is how much longer. He's trying to get some people have used the term legacy contract, right? Is this is his last big deal. His or I won't say his last, but yeah, this is at where his stock is the highest it can be.
Yeah.
It can't get any higher than this right now. And he mentioned this. He mentioned that potentially an injury could occur. So look, is that he's looking out and he's saying this is it's time for me to get mines, right? But at the same time, the Panthers, you know, they ain't gonna want to pay him because they got 2 years left. Also though, is that what is there behind Greg Olsen? You want to talk about real leverage here, Joe? Is that you got nothing. You got nothing. You got Ed Dixon and names that I can't even tell you. And I looked them up not too long ago. Right. And the point is that this is where business meets reality. But what I would say is that Greg Olsen, like you said, he is a leader of this team. It is, like he says, is that it's time that it's compensate based on productivity, but also his role. I would really watch this closely, and I want to see how this negotiation goes because Dave Gettleman doesn't like to be pressured. At the same time, is that this is the time Greg Olsen really has to push. He has to. And he deserves it, yes, but at the same time, this is money, and the organization's going to be tough. So subscribe, share, support. If you're listening.